Hi, my name is Lee. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I say this not for your benefit, because you already know this, but for the camera's benefit. I want this in posterity. So as someone who's always been interested in stories, I've always been fascinated with the idea that one event can change somebody's life irrevocably. You know the trope, right? Like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he gets the golden ticket. Nick Carraway meets the Great Gatsby. Frodo finds the One Ring. In literature, this journey is called the hero's journey, and it's the common template of tales that include a hero who goes on an adventure and, in a decisive crisis, wins a victory, and then comes home changed or transformed. You see the cycle in even more modern tales, like The Great Gatsby. There are 17 steps to the hero's journey. I'm not going to through them all because I only have a few minutes, and that took me most of my first semester freshman year of college to understand. So it can be simplified into three more basic arcs, which are probably familiar to anyone who's watched a movie in the past few months. So the first arc is departure, the second is initiation, and the third, return. To summarize, in the departure stage, the hero is confronted with a call to adventure. Remember this phrase, I'm going to touch back on it later. They leave their home to seek out whatever it is that is out there in the wide world. In the initiation phase, this is where all the stuff happens in a story. Friends betray the hero. The dragon is invulnerable to swords and arrows. Daisy cheats on her husband with Gatsby. You get the idea. After all of the stuff happens, the hero succeeds in whatever they ultimately left home to do, whether it be slay a dragon or find that the American dream is ultimately a sham. That was a literature joke. Then comes the return phase. The hero, hardened and enlightened in turns by the adventures that they have had, returns home to share their discoveries and change their life for the better. It's a really basic story structure, but if you squint, and I often did while writing essays for it for Dr. Aid in my English 102 class freshman year, you can make the story structure work for almost every book, every movie, and every story you've ever heard. As humans, I believe we wish to see this in our own lives, this story arc, by overcoming the mediocrity of our own world, by having something change our lives. When I was a child, I read an incredible amount. As an adult, less so, but I still can't find anything better than a good book. Books, fiction, remind me that even I can one day find something that may change my life for the better. They are also a form of escape for me, a chance to live with somebody else's problems for a while. In my favorite stories, the characters survive insurmountable challenges. They cross mountains, defeat enemies, slay the dragon. They find treasure, find true love, and even if they don't, you know that they probably will once you just turn the page. There's a comfort in that familiarity, knowing that this character you've come to love will find a happy ending. I've always wanted to find my call to adventure. To find my call, I've done almost everything in my power. I followed my dreams by pursuing an English degree at an incredibly expensive school. I left home and lived in Europe for 4 months. I've written poetry, read tarot cards, loved people that I thought would inspire me to be better, but really just inspired me to do badly. More than anything, Public Allies has taught me that there is no outside force that will change me. Maybe some people have a call to adventure and returned enlightened and forever changed, but that is not my life. In the story structure of my own year, my own initiation phase has been filled with challenges that I believed at the time to be insurmountable. My mental health, frankly, has never been worse. I've been weary to the bone, sick, broke, but I've still limped forward. What I've realized is that despite everything, despite my own failures, despite my own inability to believe in myself at times, life goes on. Time moves forward for everyone. Life will not stop for me to find and wait will not stop and wait for me to find my calling. I've met people who've taught me the importance of continuing to move forward, continuing to learn and grow, Whether it's been my volunteer experience at the Gay and Lesbian Community Center of Pittsburgh, my placement at Jeremiah's Place, or even my team service project, which challenged me in every possible way. Public allies and the people around me have given me the gift of really a swift kick. Maybe it's not the call to adventure or everything I dreamed about when I was a kid, but my goals are still the same as when I began my journey 10 months ago. There are still people that I'm working to protect. My life is not a book. My life isn't waiting to begin. My life is happening right now as I'm speaking to you. And my journey doesn't make a good story. There's no climax, there's no enemy defeated, and there's no conclusion. But I've finally taken to heart something that Allies has tried to teach me from the beginning, that life is not nearly so condensed, not nearly so pat. Living, working, leading, they all lead to learning. Learning doesn't happen once and then you go home. It doesn't follow a 3-act story arc. If it helps, I'm still going to work to change and continue to write my own story, no matter what it looks like. I'm still going to be here.